Good morning, guys. Welcome back to the channel. How are you doing? How is your day going? How's work going? Uh, I want to thank you for joining me on this segment again. Thank you so much. If you're a subscriber to the channel, thank you so much for subscribing to the channel. If you're just finding me for the first time, I want to welcome you to Football Stories and urge you to subscribe to the channel if you like updates about Super Eagles and Nigerian players. So welcome, guys. There are a few updates that I have here for you, and the first one is the fact that the boys continue training today. If you recall in my previous video, I mentioned that they trained yesterday, being Tuesday. That was an intensive training. Very physical. Everybody was sweating. Kelechi, the likes of Iheanacho, Osime also got involved after sitting out day before yesterday because they wanted to rest him. But yesterday they all went back to training except Hassan Yusuf, who came to training but instead went to do test and scan with the medical team because of his thigh cramp. But obviously that one went down yesterday and the result wasn't out as at yesterday, even as at today morning. So, but the good news is it's not something that is expected to be massive. So the speculation is that it's not going to be severe. But nevertheless, Hassan Yusuf will very likely miss the game against Ivory Coast because the team and the medical staff, they are suggesting that he sits that one out because it's going to be too much on him to push him straight into another match after that injury scare. So the plan is that they want to rest him against Ivory Coast so that he recovers very well and hopefully be ready for the next two games, which is the last group game fixture against Guinea-Bissau. So it's not all that bad news because, of course, it's speculated that it's not going to be something that takes him out of Afcon or something that, takes him maybe a couple weeks or something like that. So, but the decision to rest him is just strictly on advice from the medical team. And then we'll move on to another item in my list, which is the fact that Emmanuel Adebayo, came to the Nigerian camp in Ivory Coast to actually share some really good moments with them. Greet the players, greet the coaches, and have some laughs with them while also wishing them the best of luck as they play against the Ivory Coast national team. So Adebayo actually came to the Nigerian camp to link up with the guys in the hotel reception. So he met with a couple of players, Victor Osimhen, our coach Mr. Peseiro, and a whole lot of other guys, Kenneth Emeru as well. He was just there to wish the guys well, give them the pep talk that they need to succeed, and just make them feel confident about themselves. And this is very shocking because he's not a Nigerian, by nationality. He's a Togo guy, but I think he has a Nigerian descent. A part of his blood comes from Nigeria, so I think that's the real connection, but it was something very nice to see, that Adebayo, came to their hotel room to, spend time with them, wish them well, chat with them, give them moral support and, and remind them who they are, the quality that they have, especially Victor Osimhen. He spent a lot of time with him, talked with him, laughed with him, and, give them that ginger that they needed for the next game against Ivory Coast. And of course, the game against Ivory Coast, preparations have already started. And today again, they are going to regroup to hopefully train together, but not as much in an intensive training as it was yesterday, but it's just basically tactical trainings where, the coach comes up, group the guys, and then teach them what or reinstate or practice what they've been doing since, it won't be much of a much of too much sweating. It's just much of brain work and technicality that he will demand from the guys, because they of course will not want to overexert themselves and in today's training, because the game against Ivory Coast tomorrow is definitely going to be one that takes up all their energy. So they will want to keep their energy, possibly even have some in reserve for that game. So for these reasons, it's just going to be a very tactical kind of training, whereby all the guys just come around and try to play the role that they've been assigned, and all those major things, major small and major issues that that the coach discovered in that previous game. They're going to try to work towards it and effect it in today's game as they prepare for the Ivory Coast match. So the next update is about our head coach, Mr. Peseiro, and his response to journalists when he was asked about Nigerian Super Eagles, the proclivity they have about missing chances. How they've been missing chances. Of course, if you recall that last match, we were supposed to win that game comfortably, but we had to draw the game because of missed chances. So this was a major issue, and when he was asked by journalists why, what he has to say about missing chances for the guys, the coach was very, very liberal. He didn't, go straight to criticize anyone. He was just maintaining the fact that the boys, gave their all, they performed well, that it wasn't anybody's fault. That football is like that sometimes. You create a lot of chances, you don't score them. Whether it's Lionel Messi or Ronaldo, that they also miss chances sometimes, and you get punished naturally if you don't score goals. But he wasn't blaming anyone. He wasn't single-handedly, selecting anyone to blame. He was just saying that they give everything, and that if they can continue to, play in the manner that they play and create a lot of chances, that definitely he believes in the boys that they can convert 80-70% of the chances created. So it's giving them the boost, to go on and, against the Ivory Coast game, and of course create a lot of chances, but this time score them, which is, very, very impressive from the coach. I like to see where coaches don't single out their players for blame, because when we see situations like that, then obviously there's a divide. There's some kind of feeling erupting from some of these players, because they feel that they are the ones being singled out, and for that reason, maybe they may not be bringing in 100%, or they might be playing with some grudge, or something like that. So on the last update, NFF, are in the news that they've been trying to clarify the issue about Umar Sadiq and Real Sociedad. And the latest statement that they've revealed this time is the fact that they are saying that it wasn't all their fault, that when Umar Sadiq had that, when he was playing against the Guinea game, that friendly, that he had the injury, that half time they saw that he had the injury, that they wanted to change him, but he said no, that he could continue, that he can continue. It wasn't a serious injury. They let him play. Then after the game, they realized that the injury, was worse. His knee was starting to swell, and they attended to him, did some treatment, apply ice to it, because it's the normal way for swollen leg. So, but after the game, and they traveled back to, that's the NFF officials traveled back to Lagos, including the guys as well. And when they when after the hosting by Sanwo-Olu, then they went to Ivory Coast, and then they, took a look at his leg and realized that it had gotten worse. That was when they, according to them, they were now forced to, write diagnostics, in partnership with Umar Sadiq's consultant, that he was going to be away for at least 3 weeks because of the knee injury. And but it didn't happen that way, because obviously Umar Sadiq is back in his club and is going to play Copa del Rey match today. But NFF are just trying to clarify their own side of the story, that they may not be at fault. I don't know what to say about this. More stories coming out of more, talks and more stories coming out of this situation. But I'll leave it to you guys to decide in the comment section. Thank you for catching this video. I appreciate every single one of you. my subscribers. Thank you so much. If you are not subscribed, please kindly do so, and welcome to the community. Stay tuned for more updates.